Coffee and condoms.
So passive, woke up them asses. That I was raw today, put on their glasses. That I was gone today, reread the tablet. I am just a human doing shit you can't fathom.
Podcast with me, your host, Scooter, aka the Funky Grandpa. This is Coffee and Condoms, and you are tuning into the newest podcast going down. It's bananas. I am your host, the Funky Grandpa, aka Scooter.
What's good? It is Coffee and Condoms. Once again, we going live talking about everything, kicking a bully bobo about everything and anything between coffee and condoms. And to my left, I got one of my favorite female comedians in the building. Miss Newman, how you doing?
Hey, baby, hey.
That's good. And to the left of her, my man, my mellow, my ace, my comedic brother in the hub.
What's happening? It's your boy JWill, the comic in the building.
I want
Yes,
to be your
sir.
comedic sister.
You
You
are
didn't
comedic
say
sister.
sister. You didn't say sister. I want to be family too.
Okay,
I
I'm
want
like,
to be
you
your
know
favorite
what?
female
You
comedian.
might be
I
a
wanna your
third cousin.
sister.
You got to put a stamp on it. You might be a third cousin.
Damn.
They count sometimes they don't. It all depends how far you want to count down.
Okay, well, you still gonna be my baby brother.
Man, I appreciate
That's
it.
little big brother and your baby brother. So when it's all said and done, however you look at it, you still my baby brother.
How's everybody's week been, man?
Man, living. You know, close to that birthday, April 24th.
Yeah.
I hit that milestone around that sun again. But, man, it's been a ride the whole month.
Yes. What about you, Miss Newman?
No problem. Still on the car search. I'm still looking for
Yeah.
the ultimate. I'm waiting, looking for Big Al.
Well, as you know, my car got destroyed. You
How's
know,
that coming along?
oh man, so I've been going to the doctor, popping in and out, doing my thing and all that. So I went and got a new whip the other day, and I'm gonna tell you something that really blows my mind. And I this is when we as black folks, we pay attention,
Right.
even when white folks don't think we're paying attention. So it was two things. So I come in, I knew if I had to connect to the guy in the spot. He was cool. So when I come in, I bring my son with me because I got to drop the rental off. So I'm like, so I can grab this whip. Boom, I ain't coming back. So we going to grab the whip. I already went on the website, already knew what type of whip I wanted, which one it was, everything.
Okay.
So as soon as we get there, I'm like, yo, that's one. You want to test drive? I don't need to test drive it. Boom, because if it messes up in the next couple of days, limit law, I'm bringing the motherfucker back anyway.
Right.
So now we go in the joint, we sitting down, we getting everything together, all the paperwork. And first I see this one of the other sales guys. He comes around the corner. He's like a mixed kind of dude. He comes around the corner. He had that great talk, boss. But I swear when he looked up and see me and my son, he was like, and I pointed it out to my son. I said, yo, did he just change up his walk? And my son was
his
like,
other half
yo.
kicked in. It was his other half.
he got soulful to the motherfucker. And I was like, look at this dude right here.
I had collard greens for lunch.
But then the craziest thing happened. So I come in with the check, right? Boom. So I got a check for 10 grand. I give them the check. They looking. They go in the back room. They back there whispering.
You do a 40 check. Let's call that check in.
So then the cat comes back and be like, yo, what other job you got? You got any other income? Or, income something? I'm like, nah, dude. He's like, oh, guys. But it's black. And then I'm like, so I'm still looking at my son. He looking at me. And I'm like, are these motherfuckers questioning
Yes, they
my
were.
check?
Sir,
Yeah,
you not
right.
like you had 10,000. No, like you look like you got 10,000 written down nowhere.
So,
Let alone on a check for you.
Right.
so then they call the bank. And the bank is like, well, we can't give you no information because you're not the client, right? But you put us on the phone with him. And they're like, yeah, But they told him, they was like, yeah, that is our check. Well, did he just clear it? Did he just... So the lady, what happened was the lady at the bank, when she made the check out, she was like, look, I'm going to put it for Monday. She said, because they're going to try to cash it today.
Right.
And because it's the weekend and
not
the
gonna work.
holiday, that it's not going to go through until Monday. So I'm just going to put it for Monday so that all they got to do is boom, cash it on Monday, right?
Drop it on Monday.
So they over there, they're questioning the date and all that. So I get on the phone with the lady. I tell her, well, it's okay. You can give them the information. And then they like, yeah, she tells them, and they go in the back and they're all like, you can tell they're like, oh, man. And I was like, I bet if I was motherfucking John Paul Brown and I went in there with my daggone check, they would not. If my name was Brian, they would not have worried about
There's
that
nothing
check
about
anyway.
you that says I'm going to accept a check from you. Even if I saw you in the bank and they printed the check right there in front of me from the bank with you present, I'm still not accepting the check from you.
It's still questionable.
BCU can have their rep and the TV personality. The one to be on TV that you know is BCU, and I'm still not taking a check from you.
Man.
Had you looked like the dude that switched up his walk, you might even then
You
have
know,
got a check.
maybe
You know
I
what
should
mean?
have. I should have came in there with my penny loafers on.
First off,
Yeah.
you got a nickname like Scooter.
Yeah.
That disqualifies me from taking a check from you.
Hello, how you doing?
They don't know that though. They don't know that.
Anybody hear your Philly accent? Know that you done sold something other than.
No, he out here running a damn scam for Philadelphia. He's one of the Philadelphia niggas. He out here running
They
a
was
goddamn
like,
scam.
they was like,
Where'd
where'd he get this check from?
Yeah.
And it'll probably say on the check.
I
Funky
seen him
Grandpa.
throwing it on the ground, seeing if it was gonna bounce.
You
I was
came in
like-
doing a crossover like AI. Man, I'm not taking a check.
I
from
was
you.
so upset. And I was like, yo, and I looked at my son like, yo, you know what they doing? And he even picked up on it. He was like, yeah, you know they think that check fake as hell.
Bruh, just the
Give
fact
me
that
my
you said
damn
a
car,
check.
man.
Yeah, see,
Give me
that's-
my car and let me go about my business.
I bet you if I go down there right now and be like, yeah, I know Scooter, they go like, hey, we're not taking a check. Not
no,
today.
no more checks from Scooter's
To
friend.
his officially clear, none of his friends is going to run down here with a check. They run the
Oh,
same scam.
man.
No.
That's some bullshit.
And some bullshit. Thank you. That's. I just wanted everybody to feel my pain because I was like, motherfucker.
The thing to get me, though, is
Man.
when you go in a lot and the salesmen ignore you until they find out you're actually going to spend some money. That's the thing. Like, when I go in there, whoever's going to get my commission is going to be the one who actually gave me customer service.
Word.
Them five dudes that were standing over in the corner, like, not acknowledging me, oh, you can't get
Yeah.
shit from me,
Let
bro.
me tell you, when me and my son walk in, we park on the side of the joint, right? So when me and my son walk in, like he got his hair braided now finally, so he feeling pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
He got on some sweats. I think I had on a sweatsuit. We going up in the joint. As we walking through, one brother comes out the van. He's like, guess he'll show the van to somebody, and he was coming. He looked, and I seen him look around like they're gonna expect me to help them. And he didn't want to come help us. You could tell he was like, they don't look like they have money or anything. And you could tell he did not want to help. And I was so glad that he was looking at me. So I walked right on by his punk ass, went inside, got with my man, the white dude. We came out. He was like, yeah, he's buying this car. And they all were looking like,
Did he hit you with the look off and whistle?
yeah.
That's my favorite right there, the look off and whistle. When's the last time you seen somebody whistle? Sir, when you start doing it, I know
Man.
for a fact you don't believe I
Put
can't
your
get a
hands
car.
in your pocket.
You just look off and start whistling, but
Yeah.
that's one of those things.
It's got to
that's
be
a
the
pet
look
peeve.
off and whistle.
The look off and whistle. See, that's when I know for a fact you don't think I got no bread. Which
Yeah.
you might be right that day.
He might be right.
Yeah.
I just was offended that he was a brother. He should at least been like, sup, brothers?
I might could come up with it.
You know?
Yeah.
My other
He
favorite.
didn't even give me the universal salute.
He didn't give you the soul brother? Because that's what I get. I get the
when
soul
he
brother.
seen me, he should have been.
See,
He ain't even hit me with that.
He's
but
like,
that's acknowledgement. And see,
Yeah,
and
see,
again,
He's supposed to have been like, I see you about to get a new whip.
nah,
You know what I
got
mean?
I got you. I got you,
Right.
brother. Come on, let me help you.
He didn't
Yes,
want
I-
to get hit with that. I'm just looking because
Right.
that's what most of us give them. We going
Let
that
me
lot.
say this.
We look.
People that's tuning in from across the world,
It's across the
all right?
world.
Across this planet.
that's right.
Right there. Let me show you it again. That is a universal black man thing. Let me do it again. That's universal. We
Acknowledgement.
do that as acknowledgement.
It's
When you
acknowledgement. I
step
see
on
you.
a plane and you're coming on that plane and you're walking down the aisle and you got your backpack, you're like, looking, you scan the seats. We are scanning the seats for that other black person. And when we see him, we go, because that means
It's okay to see
if this plane, something pops off, nigga, I got
got
your
you.
back.
We are
You got
connected.
my back.
Yeah.
We together.
You know what I'm saying? If I'm getting on the train and I look on that train and I look off to the side, I see that dude. That's it.
Yeah.
When I get on the bus, public transportation, as soon as I'm on the joint,
Find him.
that's it.
And you got some white dudes and some Mexicans that try to make that connection with you too. Like,
That's right.
I know if it's a nigga on here, we gonna get some help. Like, they be quick to be like, oh yeah, he's thuggish, he's gonna help us.
I always look at when a white guy's on a plane and he does like this to me, I always feel like he's like, if it happens between me and you, you're the one that's gonna go.
I'm choosing you. If I gotta size up.
That's
I'm
what I
gonna pick
take
you.
his. I feel like that's his, right? That's what he's
Yeah,
saying
For
to
me,
me.
it's the soul brother. Because I can't give everybody the finger. So a lot of times when I just don't want to deal with you, one of these right here.
Salad.
That soul brother, man. I throw that soul brother at you. You take that and go on about your business.
Oh,
But see,
man.
ever since 9/11, when the white people see us, it's us against them. That's how they feel. So if I see a brother and it's 2 or 3 of them back there, it's like, hey, watch for matches. Gotcha.
The only thing is, so okay. Well, first of all, since you brought it
Y'all
up,
racist.
I'm not racist. I'm just saying real shit.
I wanted to step into talking about conspiracies anyway. But let me chime in on your thing because it's funny that she said when you see 3 of them, and we all know what them is.
They didn't said it. They didn't insinuate it.
But we all know that you see 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, it's never less than 3 of them. it's never less than 3 of them. Think about when you
I'm going to sit.
when you go up to school. Like growing up in school, we didn't have a lot of East. What do you call them? I don't know what you're talking about. Middle Eastern. We didn't have a lot of Middle Eastern folks in school. And when you saw them, it usually was like 3 or more, right?
Whole family.
Whole family. You know what's funny? I'm gonna come back to this conspiracy theory thing, but you know what's funny? It is okay, and I'm going to say this to everybody out there. When it comes to cool, when it comes to swagger, flavor, style, rhythm, that's us.
All day.
And it kind of, it prides me sometimes when I see these other cats trying to, latch on, but I hate when I see them try to latch on like they created it. Like, yo,
Or
you
taking
ain't
a step
have
too
a
far.
cool gene in your body.
Till you seen that video.
Till you seen that video. Up until then, like, cause now you in every nationality, you have that group that got that flavor. You got your Marky Marks and the Funky Bunches.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Back.
You got your what's your my man's in them that went to go to White Castles. You know what I'm saying? Right? You see him, he be cool
Was
in
that Bob
movies
and
now.
Ted? Was it Bob and
He
Ted?
be cool in
That's
movies
Excellent
now.
Adventures.
Yeah.
That's the Kumar dude.
Yeah. Omar Kumar, whatever his name. Yeah,
Yeah.
right? So again, like we know, but that cool come from us. All I'm saying is give us our props on that, please. Act
Yes.
like y'all just came out cool.
Well, look, you're stepping on another conspiracy theory on
Oh.
who created rock and roll.
Let's
know,
get
so
into
the-
this. Let's
you
get
know,
into this. Here we
'cause
go.
we
Here we
talking
go.
conspiracy
Rabbit
theories. Let's go. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So, when it comes to, they've always said that, they call Elvis Presley the king of rock and roll.
Yes.
But how could that be? How can he be the king when he did not originate this
Yes.
thing, right?
That's the guy by the name of Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry.
All day.
And even Little Richard
Yes, sir.
before him. And, but we'll
Everybody
go
don't
that
want to be
far
Little
back.
Richard.
Huh?
Yeah.
Everybody don't want to be Little Richard.
Well, but I'm saying
Little
they
Richard might not even wanna be
created
Little
that
Richard.
style.
Yeah,
Chuck
word is
Berry
bond.
created that style
Straight
that
facts.
everybody
Just saying.
there's not one white person, well there is, or European that will say, hey, I got my style, or I remember, listening to Jimi Hendrix or listening to, Chuck Berry, and they
Right.
got their style from that. The Rolling Stones, who taught them how to dance? I mean, so
Yeah.
how can
gonna
you
call that
not
dancing?
say where this the conspiracy is that white people invented rock and roll? I'm sorry you didn't.
Can I just ask? Are we gonna say that what Mick Jagger was doing on stage was dancing?
Nah, but
thought he got electrocuted.
he got to beat the best he could.
I thought that dude kissed the light socket right before he started.
But back then, so what's funny is because we are all old enough to remember when TV came on, there wasn't no rhythmic white folks on there,
Nah.
right? And then when they started to pick up rhythm, it started with the new kids on the block. Oh.
See, man, I'm different.
Oh.
John Travolta was the dancer's white
Okay.
man.
Give me some, because
True,
I was getting
true.
ready to go right
We
there.
are not
True,
going.
true,
to knock John Travolta.
True.
'Cause let's
But he was
take
Italian.
Saturday Night Fever.
He was Italian.
That
though.
man had on a
Technically,
polyester bell-bottom tight Bridget suit
Yeah.
and cut a
And,
rug.
and we know
Boom.
back in the 70s, the Italians was the blacks of the white
Man.
folks. So yeah, he had to have a little
in a
swagger to him.
polyester tight Bridget suit and
Tight.
cut them kind of moves. And
Tight.
That man could have messed around and gave himself a yeast infection, man. With that tight
Dude.
ass
He
suit on.
probably did. Shit.
But that was the dancing
Nothing
white
purchased.
man. When I seen that, I said, man, all white people
Yeah.
that dance like that got to be.
Man.
cool.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind. I'm rocking with him.
And you know what? He danced on almost every
Every
one of
movie.
his movies.
Yes, but you remember, but who taught John Travolta how to dance was a motherfucker named Danny Terrio. And Mick, if you'll listen to Eddie Murphy tell stories
Yeah.
about
Oh,
Danny
yeah.
Terrio. So Danny Terrio was the main
Yeah, he was
motherfucker
he's
that
the
taught the dance moves to John
But
Travolta.
Danny Terrio was white.
Danny Terrio was Italian.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
And
Were
where
you
did he
on
get it
some type
from?
of show?
Harlem.
Danny Terrio used to be a dance show, and it was Danny Terrio and Marilyn McCoo.
Okay.
They used to be on this dance show. I forget what it
Solid
was
Gold.
called. Solid Gold.
Mhm.
There you
Man,
go.
see, I'm old
There you
enough,
go.
man. I'm telling you, I'm going around the sun
That's
again.
what it was.
Solid gold. Yeah, but we
That-
just give us our props.
That's all I'm saying.
You can
That's
give
what
us
I'm
our
saying.
money too. 40 acres and a mule.
'Cause
We'll
I'm
help
gonna be
right
honest,
about
I
now.
know what
remember
I'm
watching
saying?
Soul Train.
You can keep the mule.
I used to think
the
the
40
Soul
acres
Train-
is cool.
No, let me ride that beach.
I don't want that damn mule.
I don't want that mule.
Think it'll sway back.
I don't know what mule. I'm not sure. Is it going? Can I cook it? I mean,
Well,
I
no,
never heard
this-
nobody say
hey,
mule
Hey,
meat
we
was
don't want to
good.
nag.
You
What
know,
was that?
it
Got
ain't
40
like I
acres
got-
and a horse.
I don't.
Man, give me a
A
Chevy.
real
man.
horse.
A real
Give
horse.
me
There
a
you go.
F-150 if you're going to do anything, man.
40 acres
It's
and
a
a
big 40
stove.
horsepower.
You know,
It's
40
horsepower.
acres and some heating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Make it
Yeah.
work.
Just give us something besides grief.
But
Shit.
I remember watching Soul Train, man, and thinking that was the dancingest group of people ever.
Yeah.
Have you watched the episode of Soul Train? Just went back on YouTube and watched it back and looked at them dance now.
Yo,
That
they
look
thought they
painful.
was hot.
And it hurts.
They look musty
Yeah.
as hell up in
Musty.
there.
You know it smelled like Badussi up
Oh,
in
yes,
Soul
she
Train.
sure
With
did.
8-piece suits on.
Musty,
Break
musty,
dance.
musty.
How
And they
you
was
pop
slinging
lock?
them arms.
Yeah. And when the Jerry Goose era came out, man, can you imagine how slippery that floor probably was?
But how you break dance with an 8-piece suit? You got a vest on and you still pop locking.
The light skinned dude that used to
And
always
6
wear the
inch
mask.
platform shoes.
A rubber mask in
Right,
that hot
right.
ass.
You know,
place.
man, your face funky.
You know, with no air conditioning there. They had fans on.
Hell, they said they had sandwich. They ate sandwiches. And
They ate
bologna
sandwiches?
sandwiches. Yeah, because if you go back on YouTube,
They
you
got
can
the
see
show.
the stories.
Yep.
Yeah, and they had the stories of some of the dancers are still alive. She was like, we just wanted to be on TV. You know, she was
Yeah.
like, they would bring us some sandwiches and some water or some sandwiches and some Kool-Aid, and we'd be in there dancing our asses off. You know, so, but a lot of those dancers did
Yeah.
become
Irene
open
Cara,
people.
you know, from Fame.
Uh,
That's where
there
she
was
came
Joe-
from.
the-
Like they always
Shalimar.
say. They say
Yeah.
those,
Jody
Yeah.
Watley.
a lot of
and
those
what's his name?
became famous. When I look at them, I didn't know who they were then. And who they became, I still don't know. half of the
Shit, Jody
time.
Watley. And
Jody
what's
Watley.
the dude that taught Michael Jackson how to
How to do the
moonwalk?
moonwalk.
Was the other dude, Jeffrey, the tall dude from Shalimar.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
Howard Hewitt wasn't on there, but those two
Right,
were on
right.
there.
Well, all I know is that dude, that rubber mask on, his whole face
Yo.
on milk.
He's the light skinned dude. He's come out there like this all the time.
With the president masks on. He always
He
had
always
like
have
the
some
Nixon
stupid
mask.
mask. He always
Yeah,
has some
okay.
stupid mask on.
Ugh.
Yeah.
But that's a conspiracy right there. How much dope do you think they did to do that show?
Man.
Mm.
Because
Man.
there couldn't been no dope that was not touched.
You think no, that was the LSD,
LSD.
the era.
LSD,
Yeah.
F, and G.
Yeah, so they was probably in there zooted like a motherfucker.
Cause,
Like,
bro, I seen some of them dance steps, and some of them knew the exact dance step. They weren't even a dance group. They just, hey, we're gonna do the same moves at the same time. But y'all ain't dressed alike. Y'all didn't practice it.
I want to talk about a conspiracy theory that is one that I have, right?
Oh,
and
shit.
this is big for me because, and it ties. It's just I'm just gonna say it, okay? COVID was a conspiracy, but here's the conspiracy. What it was, everybody, COVID was a disease and da da da. It was meant to do a couple things. One, it was meant to cut down, get rid of some of these elderly folks because we got too many, right? So it was meant to get rid of elderly folks. In my eyes, this is my opinion, right?
Y'all would be gone. Y'all elderly.
Right. So the elderly folks that they was trying to get them elderly than me. More elderly
More
than
elderly
me.
than
Yeah, more
you?
elderly
Okay.
The
than me.
seniors.
Yeah. So they had to get rid of them. Right.
Just because you shot it don't make it better.
The
And,
seniors.
and if you look around what it did for that time, it made us stay in the house, right?
It did.
And when that happened, all around the world, and y'all know this, what happened? What started?
Asshole.
Construction. Construction, gentrification at the highest, fastest level you have ever seen.
Yeah.
They started doing construction in every major city. There is not a major city you can go to right now where there is not a bunch of construction going on right now downtown.
And it's mostly apartments.
Yep.
It's mostly apartments.
Right. And that's what it also, because they kept you off the roads. They kept you out the house for all this time. So that way they could get in here. It was the quickest, fastest way of mass gentrification, and they did it with a disease.
I'm with you. It was a purge. It was a purge for not just the senior citizens, but some poor folks. Let's
Yeah.
just get rid of, we can just. But
Yeah,
but
true,
but
true.
but check this out. It didn't really fuck with the homeless.
Ain't that some shit?
It did not, like them homeless people, and maybe it was because they were outside in the air, right? But you didn't hear them.
Well, that's not who they wanted to get rid of. So, but see, here's the thing. Okay, there's conspiracy.
Why wasn't it fucking with the homeless?
I'm gonna tell you why. It was meant to get rid of older upper echelon motherfuckers. The homeless motherfuckers is meant to get rid of us. Now watch. And
Those are the roaches.
They the people roaches. They the people roaches. They the people roaches. And I'm gonna tell you. But look, go into every major city right now. The homeless the homeless rate has grown or damn near doubled. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the hilltop, it done doubled. And what do we as people do? Because we want to be good, wholesome black people. We're like, man, I don't want to live around that. I'm gonna move out to the suburbs with Jenny and Brian. And then we move.
Do we sound like that when we move, though?
That's the voice we get when we go there.
I'm not going nowhere. Hilltop till I die.
So then what happens is we pull up, move, and then it's another way. Come up and right with that gentrification plan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens. And then all of a sudden, they always tell us, the cops always be like, I talk to the cop all the time, like, yo, you can't do nothing. Man, there's nothing we can do about that. We can't. Y'all just can't move nothing. There's nothing. But wait till this church go to have their little Greek picnic. All of a sudden, they can, all of a sudden now you can move them?
They gone.
Gone.
As soon as some new apartments come up, they gone.
Gone.
Yeah, that's it. It's a plant.
It's a plan.
I'm with you.
See?
Okay, check this out. How about this new where the women, Gayle King, then went up in space the other day? And now they're saying that was fake.
Oh, what?
When the women went up in the Jeff Bezos capsule.
Oh.
Was it Jeff Bezos? Was it the Jeff Bezos capsule the other day?
I'm not even hip.
Yeah.
School
okay.
me.
So they went up. They get, was it 6 women?
Mm-hmm.
Went up in space, and I think they were only supposed to be up there like 8 to 10 minutes or something.
Like 6 random women, or like The View, or what?
It was
a bunch of
Gayle King and a Hispanic
Was
journalist.
Oprah with her?
Nah, she was waiting on the ground when she came back though.
Okay, I'm sure. But it was I think 2 Hispanics, Gayle King, a white lady, and I think it was 5 or 6 of them. But I know it was those 3, 2 Hispanics and a Negro, and probably a Caucasian. Mm-hmm. But anyways, they said that was fake. And the reason they're saying that was fake was because, for one, they went up, and it's how they went up, and then they landed in a capsule that was no bigger than the fucking table. Mm-hmm. This table, literally, right? And then
did they land in the ocean?
No, they landed on land. Yeah. Like I Dream of Genie's bottle. Like they just landed on land. Like
now, I'm gonna tell you. All right, since we talking conspiracy, just watch some bullshit. I just watched some shit on TV the other day, and they was talking about how it had. Oh, wait a minute. That actually might have been a movie.
Back to what you were saying. But anyways, they're saying, because they're showing how if they had went to the moon and landed back, landed how they landed, that's one. And 2, I guess they jumped the gun and opened the door from the inside. They opened the door before whoever was on the outside had a chance to go open it, and they fucking caught it on tape with them opening the door. So they're like, how the fuck were they able to open the door? Because they opened it and somebody was like, somebody ran to the door real quick and closed it. And then Jeff Bezos and them came and like opened it up like, we're going to open the door now. But they didn't know motherfucker had already caught them. Yeah. So, the conspiracy theory, the other one is, do you really think we landed on the moon?
Look here. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this from the bottom of my heart. Don't do all the drugs. I'm not saying...
Especially at once.
Man, I'm not saying you shouldn't do some drugs. Yeah. That's a choice you got to make. But don't do all the drugs. Yeah. Because, again, we end up having conversations like this right here.
Yeah, well, they said we didn't land.
I wasn't present. And if that little man bounced on the moon, I'm going to go with that what he did. But, hell, I got an uncle to see blue monkeys every time he do dope. He ain't never caught one.
Not the blue monkeys.
He ain't never caught one that I know of. But I've seen him chase them around. And you know what we do? Let him go ahead. He getting his exercise.
Right.
He ain't bothering nobody.
Man, I have struggled with this. So, of course, when they say the original picture they took was a fake picture because the flag is going this way and it's, no gravity, whatever. It should kind of just be doing whatever. So I feel that the picture was a fake. But also, they talk about how that was the race to get into space. So they did that to kind of make everybody like, oh, they made it. Then
Be
we ain't got
first.
to rush no more.
Right.
And, but it's so much we can do with TV and technology. And, they only show you so much, right?
Mhm.
Like they're farther ahead long than we actually know.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But then they put it out in small doses just to give you a little bit.
I mean, think about it. The
They spoon
Jetsons
feed you.
cartoon used to. How many times did George Jetson wake up to his boss face in his house? And how many people FaceTime now?
Everybody.
Man.
Everybody.
So when George would look at his watch and his watch would talk and the whole nine, Inspector Gadget, man, had
Yeah.
a watch that did all this, what we call it now, smartwatch.
Yeah.
So again, I mean, is it really that we that far behind or we that far ahead? It's lack of knowledge. If you knew everything that everybody else knew, you'd be a genius. But how you know a genius and a jackass apart until you talk to them?
That's right.
Man, sometimes less is more. Man, if you knew it,
Hold up. Say that. Rewind that.
you gonna-
Say that one more time.
see, being profound. See, that's why we got
Say it one more time. The
Tune
genius,
in
the
next week.
genius, the jackass. Say
Man,
that one
how
more
do you
time.
know a genius and a jackass apart till you talk to them?
Message.
Man,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
that's the thing. We say talking about conspiracies.
Right.
To somebody, it's the truth.
Yes.
Man, if you ask them, they can explain why it's the truth. But if you don't believe it, then you still gonna call them a lie.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yeah.
it's proven, and we go, oh, he said, then people gonna say, okay. One of my favorite. How many people you met that tell you something and always tell you about somebody they talked to that told it to them? Have you ever met the person they talked to?
Hell no.
Do they ever introduce you to that person? But they can give you that message. Man, I know a guy. He knew Michael Jackson, and man, he wasn't moonwalking. The boy was levitating on the ground. I was there. I seen him. My boy George. Man, my boy George told me about it. I ain't never met George
I
though.
feel you because I had a dude.
Who was there?
I had a dude I worked with, and when 9/11 happened, he was a New Yorker dude, right? But he was a white New Yorker, which means he had a funny accent. He talked, you know what I mean? He talked a little bit like that. He like Scooter. I was there.
was nice.
I was there, Scooter. You know what I mean? I was like 8 blocks away. And he always, every time he tells a story, he's a couple further blocks away. I was 8 blocks away. I swear, Scooter, 20 blocks. 20 blocks. I was down there. But I was there. I was there. And I'm like, you wasn't there, dude. You
You
wasn't
in
there.
Maryland.
When the thing came down, if you wasn't covered in debris, you wasn't
were
there.
there.
No.
I'm saying you could have been down the block, but you wasn't there at that particular spot. You know what I'm saying? And that angers me because like he would always say it like he was there, and I'm like, well then my daddy was there, dude. If that's the
2000.
case, you know
Y'all
what I'm
remember
saying?
when the earthquake hit up here, man? And
Yep.
everybody was talking because shifted houses, the whole nine. I was on the freeway. I never heard of an earthquake, never been through an earthquake. I'm old country boy, so we don't
Yeah.
get earthquakes where I'm from. I'm driving. I see everybody pulling to the right. You know what I did? Moved to the left and sped up because I figured something was wrong with their car.
Right.
I get home. My partner got a cigarette in each hand. Man, the ground was just shaking. I didn't feel a thing. I had Nas playing in the car, mashing. Missed the whole earthquake. Everybody told me about it. I was present. Don't remember a thing about it because I, again, didn't know what I was supposed to feel.
Yeah. I remember when that earthquake happened, I was going to pick my daughter up for daycare. And I went upstairs, I got up there to get her, and I was getting all the stuff, and the stuff was moving, and things were kind of fun. And I had never, ever been in an earthquake, and I didn't know what it was. I thought it was like, okay, this apartment's poorly built. I was like, that's where my head went. Instantly, I was just like, is that the wind shaking? I didn't think nothing of it.
The wind.
Right. Because, they're getting heavy.
Yeah.
Come from the East Coast, you get them windstorms.
Yeah. From yeah.
So
Look.
I thought that was something that might be happening here, and then
Yeah.
this was structurally built poorly. So I was like, okay, makes sense to me. But I did not know that I was in an earthquake.
I haven't been in one yet.
No?
No, I've been here since 13. I haven't, and I hope to the Lord up above it not one happens anytime soon.
It's crazy because, like, when you go through the natural disasters, like coming from the South, man, tornadoes was normal for us. Then being stationed in Georgia, hurricanes was normal for us. So, like, you go through these. So when I moved out here, they talking about there could be the possibility of a volcano exploding, and then they go back to history. Like there was a time when the damn
When it did
volcano
happen.
exploded.
Right.
So Mount St. Helens, y'all.
Yeah, I didn't know that. 'Cause
When it
if I
did
known
happen.
that the mountain gonna explode, yeah, I wouldn't have came this close to the mountain.
Yeah, what's crazy
No.
is we were getting ash in New Mexico on the res from that eruption at Mount St.
That
Helens.
is crazy.
We were getting ash on our car and way in New Mexico on the res.
But see, I just remember growing up, my grandma would always say that was the sign that Jesus was coming back.
Yeah.
The world coming to an end. But you listen to that, man, you live every day scared to death. You never
Scared.
have another day of
Scarred.
prosperity.
Scared.
scared of anything.
And what they said, oh yeah, he's coming.
Let me tell you, I was raised in the church, in the church. I was raised in the church.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, that was definitely something. That was like the Jason music. Jesus is coming. Jesus is coming. That's how it felt as a kid. I ain't gonna lie.
You almost made me start rocking.
I always thought like, man, dude, now I just live life like, okay, when he come, he gonna come. You know what I mean? When it happens, it's gonna happen.
That's that surviving mentality, man. When you survive, it sucks.
You
Living
be black
the whole
and
time
scared.
you be because you just running around paranoid over everything. Like growing up, my mom had me shook of this and of that, but lack of knowledge, man. I didn't have experiences. Had never been outside my hometown, so I didn't know what they was doing in New York, not in North Carolina. But let me meet somebody from New York. They were the greatest thing that ever happened to me.
Right.
Because you were telling me about a life I couldn't see.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
So I believed you.
Yeah.
Till I was old enough to go to New York and find out you never did none of those things in New York.
Right.
You might have saw somebody else do it.
Yeah.
Just test the lie.
Yeah.
Just test the lie.
But I went to New York and I started asking people in Brooklyn, like, man, you gotta know him because he said he was the baddest man in
Everybody,
Brooklyn.
man.
Apparently not. Maybe only in this one area of Brooklyn.
You said y'all used to call him 2 quarters.
Yeah.
One more conspiracy theory. One more theory. Flat Earth.
Okay, I'm going to say this, and I want y'all out here in the world
Flat Earth.
I want y'all to understand this when I say this, please. Shut the fuck up about this flat Earth shit. The Earth is not flat. All right? Come on. The Earth is not fucking flat. There's not a bunch of flat planets out there in the solar system just spiraling around. Even when we look up at the moon in the sky, the motherfucker is round. When we look up in the sun in the sky, it's round. Because if the Earth was flat, there's not a bunch of motherfucking phantom zones floating around. For those who've seen Superman too, not a bunch of phantom zone planets floating around. It's just flat. This is what you think.
That's what they think.
That this is rolling around,
The flat
and
earthers.
there's another flat sun, and the planet. This is what's happening. Get the hell out of here, dude.
Hey,
no.
If Columbus can find America with the people standing waving him in and telling him that, hey, this is where you at. Come on, we gonna feed y'all. But when he left, what did he say? I found it, and people believed him. We even gave him a holiday, celebrated it, and everything.
You're right, because if Kunta believed that was going to be an actual boat cruise,
look, he got right on
he
there.
He ran the other way.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
He would not have brought 4,000 more people.
He would have brought it.
That's
Sure
what we about to go do.
Hell no.
Damn it. Dumb it.
Shit,
Look,
that's crazy.
man, again, if you find 5 people, 3 people going to believe what one of them say if you talk long enough. It's who talked the loudest, who talked the fastest, who most confident in what they say.
Here go the big theory. This is a huge conspiracy theory right here. Okay, you ready?
Here we go.
I'm waiting for this one. All right. Did OJ do it?
No.
No.
He didn't do it. Now, do I think OJ knew who did it?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Was he present?
No.
Probably.
No.
OJ
I don't think
needs
so.
But he needed the alibi.
He might have been in the van a couple blocks over.
He's probably the first person that person called.
Yeah.
But was OJ that his knees were too bad for him to run away?
Yeah.
OJ, no.
He's clumsy. He was big and clumsy when he walked because he had a bad goddamn knee.
Right.
So he'd have left all kind of damn evidence. Yeah. He was too dumb to get, he was not smart enough to commit this crime.
Not at all.
Himself physically stab either one of them. I think he'd have had scratch marks and blonde hair every
Here's what I think.
well.
Yeah.
I think if you didn't do it, you don't write a book say if I did it. That's where I think OJ went wrong right there.
Definitely.
Well, he didn't get a penny of that money any damn way.
But you shouldn't participate
in
the bullshit.
Here's the thing.
In the fuckery.
If I get away from
my
stealing a Snickers bar from the corner store, I don't go back to that corner store for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That is a lot of stealing
That's
candy
enough time for your camera to erase itself and you got new footage.
Yeah.
I don't want nobody to still to remember that I looked that hungry when I came in.
That's enough time that you have already recorded another kid that was stealing and you forgot about me.
Yeah, you mad at him now.
Yeah.
I might have did laundry and it's back to that sweater that I wore that time that might trigger your memory.
Yeah.
So therefore, I'm not going back for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I'll go to the store across the street.
Yeah.
Don't like that store, but I'm going
Dumbass.
over there because it's better for me because I stole from this one. This man wrote a whole ass book that said, if I did it, and wondered why people thought he did it.
All right. I got here's another conspiracy theory since we talking about we done brought up all these different things.
Yeah, let's do it.
Did Michael Jackson molest them children?
No,
I'm saying no.
absolutely not.
See, here's the thing, man. God bless the dead. I ain't gonna put about 2 cents worth in. Here's what I do know. Ain't nobody never went to court because somebody just said that you did something. That ain't how it worked. Your ass ain't getting put into a trial. Police ain't getting involved until they got more, because they got other shit to be looking for. There had to be something to that story for them to get involved.
Nah, here's what I believe. Because Mike took in a lot of folks, a lot of families, and he took care of them. And if you watch the tapes, 'cause I thoroughly have examined the Michael Jackson case, let me say that. And if you watch the tapes, when every person that ever said, oh, Mike touched my kid, was a person he was basically cutting off money and access to.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know who never said they got molested or raped by Mike?
Bubbles.
Webster.
Bubbles.
You know why? Because you never seen a black kid come forward and say, Mike touched me.
Not a one.
Not one. Webster, little way. If Mike could have rolled him all around his balls if he wanted to, that nigga was 3'11". He was 3'11". He could have just manhandled him and did all kind of stuff. You could have gone, where you going, Webster? Where you going? He could have just been all kind of weird with Webster right then and there.
Absolutely.
But never. Webster's whole family, he had a bunch of brothers and sisters.
Yep.
Webster's whole family kicked out of Mike's house. Webster said he ain't never had no issue with Mike.
Alfonso Ribeiro, too.
Alfonso Ribeiro.
Yep.
Tap dance kid said he ain't never had no issue. All the ones that ever said some shit about Mike was with motherfuckers that was living on Mike land, and as soon as he go to give you the boot, boom. The little weird, the little dancing dude? He was in the movie. Okay. You got served. He was the white dude, Wade Wilson. Right? At the end, he was the announcer dude. Well, he was back in the day, he was in a little rap group called Quo. That was supposed to be, Michael Jackson was supposed to be putting out under this label. Mike was a hip hop head for those that don't know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And Mike was trying to bring out like a little hip hop label. And so Quo was going to be that little catalyst for that to happen, because that was the year of all the young guys. You had Quo, Criss Cross, what's all the little young dudes.
ABC.
Yeah, youngsters, all of them. So that he came out with Quo. And that kid was the little blonde haired dude. He was like a little Eminem. And he came out, he was the little blonde haired dude in that thing. And when all of a sudden, when the record deal didn't go the way it went, and it didn't take off like it was supposed to, all of a sudden, years later, this fool talking about, yeah, he touched me too. Motherfucker, come on, man.
He can't dance no more.
Nah. There's no way, there's no way. Now, I will say this. All that being said, Michael Jackson could not watch my kids, not even on TV.
No.
I don't believe he did it, but I ain't gonna give him no chance to do it.
I mean, that's like the motherfuckers that I see R. Kelly's on trial, but I'm still gonna let my daughter go hang out with him in the studio. No, that's foolish. No, I wouldn't do it. Because the rumor's out there. Do I think he did it? No, I do not think he did it. But I'm not going to go fishing either. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna put myself in the position to find out. But
I don't have to fuck Mike up.
One thing, I do think that the children whose parents did all these accusations, I do want to think the children did at one point go back and recount. And said that nothing ever happened. Yeah. Because it was like at least 2 kids, I believe. But I think they went back after years when they became adults and said that Michael didn't do nothing. But
see,
it's hard to say.
Recanting something, man, after you already said it, that's like you saying I'm sorry to me.
No, that's like
if you
going
call
to
me a
pick
fat
up throw up and put it back
blah, blah, but I'm sorry. They're gonna stop the fact that you already said it to me. Like I'm sorry don't matter at that point.
So since we
you
talking
damaged
about
that man's career,
since we talking about cheering, let's shift the gears a little bit into today's children. Let's talk about today's children. Are they out of control, or are the parents out of control? What's going on? What y'all think?
The parents is children nowadays raising children, and they keep getting younger and younger. That's just, man, it started way back from the crack generation, man. Parents started getting younger, and now you're not raising your kids, you're being raised with your kids.
Some being raised by their kids.
Man, so as they get older, like today's generation, the internet makes kids way smarter mentally.
Yeah.
They exposed to more, so therefore the parent in the house don't know no more than the kids know.
What happened was, like you said, crack generation. The government got involved, you know, because so many kids were going to school fucked up.
Right.
You know, you got these parents, and I have to say mothers because they took the fathers out the pictures, right?
Right.
So they're getting the food stamps and the welfare for these children,
Right.
and the children start. I know this because I've seen this,
Mm-hmm.
and they're getting all this money for these children. Yet the children are going to school hungry and fucked up,
Yeah.
right? And the teachers are like, "What's going on?" And they're like, "Why are you wearing the same clothes, little Sicily? You know, little taekwondo."
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "My mama ain't got no food. My mama ain't did this, and my mama ain't did that." So then you got the teachers getting CPS involved. So then
Yeah.
you got a whole rash of CPS and the government. Now the government's involved, taking the kids, putting the children in foster care. And if you want your children, you'll go through all these hoops and stop doing drugs and get your shit together and get your
Right.
kids back. So now the government's telling you how to raise your child. You can't spank them. You can't do this. You can't do that. Well, if we can't discipline our children, then how the fuck are they supposed to know what to do? And I'm not saying discipline always has to be spanking or pumping,
Right.
but if we can't discipline them and the kids have more rights than the parents do, then you have kids out of control because they don't know what the fuck to do. We're parents and we're supposed to guide them. But we can't discipline.
So here's what I believe, and this kind of goes back to the conspiracy side of things too, right? Back in the day, think back when we was younger, and you watch like TV shows. But black folks were on TV as parents were strict parents, right? They had rules and regulations, and whenever comedians back then would step on stage, the first thing y'all hear comedians say, especially black comedians, "Man, white children, now y'all talk to your parents different." I personally feel they became a conspiracy. I'm like, we got to separate that. We got to stop making it seem like black folks are raising their kids better than white folks. So they set out to do so. And it was this is me thinking, right? This is what's going on in my head. This mass conspiracy, and it starts by, let's change the hip hop, so now these fools can rap about this gun button. Kill off the conscious
drugs.
rapper, right?
Yep.
Kill off the conscious rapper. Kill off the different avenues and get them talking about this one thing. Now we got them just focused on this ignorance right here, right? Now, as you said before, let's separate the fathers from their homes, you know what I'm saying? By putting more drugs, and then we got the school to prison pipeline, right? So now we locking them up even more. Now we also so all of this is one big conspiracy that's leading to the fact of now all to separate you being able to say black people don't raise their kids the same way white folks do. Now when you see black kids today, they do talk crazy to their parents. You know what I'm saying?
They try.
To a lot of them. A lot of them. Back in the day, it would never be. You couldn't even see a black kid. And no friend of mine mouthed off to his parents.
Nope.
None.
But that was also being taught at home.
Right, but I'm saying, this conspiracy to destroy that.
But
Yes.
even
You know what
from
I'm saying?
so I grew up in a single parent home.
Right.
It was never taught to me by a dad. Stepfather didn't do it. None of that. It
Your
was
mama.
always my mother, my grandmother. Even
Right.
with my grandfather alive, my grandfather was my grandfather, but my grandmother was the soul of the house.
Facts.
But my grandmother was a grandmother.
Right.
We called her Big Mama. She was older. Man, she was the elder of the family. See,
Right.
now, look at today's dynamics. Your grandma now is 38.
Yeah,
So
sure.
now, how she the big mama when she ain't been through the same thing? Like, my grandma had been through hell and back.
Yeah.
Now she raising her kids. She done taught her daughters to look for these things because this is what. So my mama was a little more in depth, a little more, hey, you're going to be a different kind of man than the men I've been around. So growing up, like I used to always tell people, my mama can't teach me how to be a man. She taught me how to be a better one. The streets taught me how to be a man. I was already out there on that block. I was already doing whatever. My mom was always that reinforcer. You can't do that here.
Right.
So, man, if I wanted to keep a foot in the house, I had to follow these guidelines. So I followed those strict rules, but
Yeah.
when I wasn't around her, I'm back on
Yeah.
the block, I got to survive. But see, our kids aren't having that. We survived those blocks, so we made it better so our kids wouldn't have to do that. Now the internet shows our kids those things that we never told. We didn't let them see. Growing up, like we had the kickbacks.
Yeah.
Your mom and dad had family and friends over, but you was a kid. You might be in the room, but you was to be seen, not heard.
Yeah.
See, now our kids are in the party and they have conversation. They can
Yeah.
text. They can get right in the group chat. Man, they
Right, they're
right
talking
there
like they're adult.
with the adults.
Yeah.
See, we couldn't do that. We went around the corner and talked to our cousins about, hey, I heard your mama. Hey, my mama said that your mama said.
You know
That's how
what?
we
We couldn't
talk.
even talk with the older cousins, like
No.
the 18-year-old cousins, unless they decide to come mess with us. You know what I'm saying?
Kids
But
gotta be kids and know your place.
it was dynamics. You had the old folks in the house.
Levels.
Then you had it was levels.
Think about Thanksgiving dinner. That was the kids' table.
Yeah.
Man, there was a reason why it was the kids' table because the adults was gonna be talking like this, and even though the tables were side by side, you knew your place.
Yeah.
You were taught a rank structure.
You didn't say nothing about what they was talking
No,
about.
you
You didn't even hear it.
No.
And if you did, you just giggled so that when y'all get in the back room, y'all could talk about it amongst yourselves.
Yeah, and when y'all got to talking shit in the back room or down in the basement, and that's when you be like, "Shut up, Darren. That's why your daddy doing crack," because you just heard it upstairs.
You just heard it upstairs.
I
Darren
heard
don't know
your
what
mama
crack
spent
is.
all the food stamps on that nigga.
Look, your mama know Mr. Charles.
Yeah,
Mr. Charles about to be your daddy.
This
What
is
you
Charles
Mr. Charles be at your mama house all the time.
all the time.
Why he over there trying to fix your mama car? Your mama ain't got no car.
So I want to step on and say I want to talk about this. Is something I've been wanting to do. This is a little something I want to add to the show, and I was talking to y'all about a little earlier, where we do a make sure I got it right. I wrote it down, and I can't find it. But
Ageism.
yeah, you know when you get old and do stuff, I try to find. I had it on here
That
locked
phone
in,
started
and
way
then
up by his eyes, moved
then
down to the tip of his
okay.
nose, and laid
it's
on
time
the
for
floor.
it's time for you better hit the dollar store.
okay. So yeah, I need some readers.
Your specs are a little
But
light.
no, so I want to do a part where we talk about let's debate about it, right? And we'll just go through every show. We'll do a let's debate about it, and then just go through and everybody get their opinion on how they feel.
Hey, if you listening right now, man, get in the chat. Send us some topics, something we can debate about, something you
Yes.
want to debate about, man. We'll put your opinion out there. Let's
For
find
real,
out
for
what
real.
it
Let
is.
us know. Also, make sure you send your music to me at Funky FNKYGRNDP0P at gmail.com. Send me music. I will play your music on the show, man. Send me your music. Let me see if you got some skills. I'm a hip hop head. Don't send me no whack shit. I'm just letting
We
you
will
know.
talk about you.
We will definitely talk about you. We'll play it live on this joint and be like,
We
yo,
will roast your shit right here.
Oh my God.
up.
And I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize right now. I'm going to say indignant shit about your work.
Yeah. But if you do have some debatable things to send it on there and they'll get at us. So here we go. First debate. Ketchup. Does it go in the fridge or on the counter or in the in the cupboard?
See, once again, I'm older now. If it is unopened in the
Yes.
cabinet, when
I
you
agree.
pop that little plastic seal on that bottle and screw that top back down, it is refrigerated from there
From
first.
there first. That's it.
It's not like the old school ketchup. See, you leave that shit out, it's gonna be all sour and vinegary tasting.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has to go in the refrigerator. Every damn thing you get now, once you open it, you gotta put that shit in
says
the
keep
refrigerator.
refrigerated.
Even like jelly, remember, like
Yeah,
we
yeah.
used to keep jelly in the cabinet.
Yeah.
Put your shit in the cabinet. This shit gonna
I
be
ain't
moldy.
never, once you
Once
pop
you
that
once you
top,
pop that top, that's
that's it.
but peanut butter
What's your-
does
what's your
not
sound?
go
What's
in the
your sound?
refrigerator.
You know
Peanut
that?
butter does not go in the refrigerator.
No.
though. That-
And I don't understand why
Hell
people eat
no.
Right.
chunky peanut butter. That's the weirdest thing in the world to me.
Man.
And this shit
Well,
be
a
all
mouthful of
thick.
nuts.
You got when motherfucker need a peanut butter sandwich, you want to put some bread down and get you a knife or a spoon, and you want to spread. You don't want to
Yes.
have to fight with
Fight
that
with that-
shit.
no,
Like,
no.
hell
It be
no.
rolling back all up on the knife.
Yeah, fuck that. You
So-
feel like you gotta put your peanut butter in the microwave. No, it
Question.
goes
I
in
gotta
the-
ask because maybe I'm the only one. I may be OCD. When you make your peanut butter jelly sandwich, do you put the peanut butter jelly on the same side of the bread, or do you do one on one side, one on the other?
One up.
I used to do one-on-one. But then one day I realized I could maximize my peanut butter if I put peanut butter on this side and then jelly them like a donut.
See, that's somebody with too much time on their hands. I just don't understand people to put their peanut butter and jelly on the same size as the side of bread. It's two pieces of bread. Why not use them both so they don't get all?
Well, you're supposed to. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be peanut butter and jelly. It's supposed to
I
be.
don't like my peanut butter and jelly mixed together. Like,
Until I put the bread together.
yeah, remember when they
Yeah.
used to make
Big-
that
yeah, that
jelly that
swirls
had
up.
the no
That
with the
shit was
jelly
fire
and
when we was in the
That shit
desert,
was
though.
nasty.
That shit, when I was
Nah.
using, they used to
I
send in them
I
care
use that shit to
packages.
sell. Like that shit was like prison food. Like man,
Yes,
you
it
got
was.
it. You can get
That
a lot
was
of different
hotcakes
shit
in the
on it.
desert, let me tell you that.
I put the like you said jelly, peanut butter.
Just saying,
Okay,
man.
I got one for you. Does ketchup,
This dude got a thing for ketchup.
all right, does ketchup go on any of these three things? Grits,
No,
No,
spaghetti,
no,
rice.
no.
no.
But I've seen people do it on their spaghetti because some people don't put sugar in they sauce to make it sweeter. So they put ketchup in there at the end to give it that flavor.
That gives it
That's
a fucking
weird.
taste.
I don't eat grits. So I don't give a damn what you put on grits. They don't go because I don't eat grits at all.
Right.
But I also don't eat oatmeal. I don't eat cream of wheat.
Right.
That shit look like hot yuck. I'm not eating that. I don't care. I ain't never been that bad in my life. I'll just eat air. I have a wish sandwich before I eat that shit.
I personally do put ketchup on my grits.
On your grits?
On my every now and then. Like if I'm
Where's
just,
my pen?
it depends if I got what I got with it. I will put ketchup on my grits.
See,
I have put ketchup on my spaghetti. I feel it gives it a little taste, especially if you got like a lot of meat and stuff in your spaghetti, and then you put a little ketchup. It adds a little flavor to it. It's like a little
sugar in your sauce would do that exact same thing.
Now
so.
I will not put it on my rice.
That's nasty. See, I'm a hot sauce guy on eggs. I'll put hot sauce on rice.
I put ketchup on my eggs.
But I'm not putting no ketchup on my eggs. That's
Salt and
weird
pepper.
to me.
Yeah,
Salt,
ketchup
pepper,
on
and
my
some
eggs.
hot sauce, I'm cool with. If I'm making the eggs myself, because I don't like to put my egg in the pan and then cook it and then scramble it in the pan. I stir mine before I put them in there. I put my hot sauce in there and stir it up too, man. Like that's a go-to move. But when I see people put ketchup on eggs, what the hell? This is not fried chicken. These
You
are
put
scrambled
ketchup
eggs.
on your eggs too, Scooter?
I do.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm not. Thanksgiving at my house, different.
Things that ketchup goes on.
Yeah.
French
Okay.
fries.
Come on.
Fish,
No.
French fries, sometimes chicken,
A hot dog, a burger.
a hot dog. I was getting there.
Who puts ketchup on chicken?
You know, some kids
people
will
do eat
dip.
fried
Some
chicken
kids
with
dip.
ketchup, yeah.
You know,
I'm a hot sauce guy.
and
Wait,
that's
wait.
it.
First off, if ketchup go on motherfucking fried chicken, ketchup go on motherfucking grits and eggs.
Those two things are not even closely related.
Relatable,
To each
and,
other.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Chicken and eggs.
No,
You gonna tell me they ain't the same shit?
chicken and eggs. It's the same thing.
Right. So if you just okay,
But
check
it's,
on
it's the same thing, but a different part of the thing.
I vetoed chicken too, so again, we're not going there. I
Okay,
vetoed the chicken and the egg.
okay. See, I don't feel the. I feel
That
like
was a trick damn question.
I feel like I ain't never seen
Are they
somebody
the same
dip a
thing?
chicken leg in some ketchup.
No,
Oh, I have.
I've seen
I've seen
people
a lot
do
of
it. I just
children,
can't do it.
yes.
It's not me.
That's before they didn't have no damn. Look, when they was poor, didn't have no barbecue sauce. And the only way sometimes you could get that chap to eat, you dip it in the barbecue sauce or something sweet, then they can eat it. So
See, I
that's
don't understand
that
that.
was
How
a
you
chip.
not have barbecue sauce with all these drive-throughs? Because I got a cabinet drawer full of barbecue sauce.
I remember seeing it. Yeah, when we were poor,
Chick-fil-A sauce.
and
I got the
everybody
packet
wasn't
drawer.
running. We weren't
You
running
know
back
what I'm
and
saying?
forth
I got
to
a packet drawer with any
Chaps
type of
gotta
packets, all kind of shit you got in there. You need some tartar sauces in there.
No, but this was during the times when
Yeah.
you got to eat what the hell is on your plate.
Right.
So in order to get sometimes to coax you to eat, you might have to dip something in some ketchup or something and be like,
I was
okay,
raised
let's
in a
eat this.
different household because Sula Williams would say,
Yeah.
if you don't eat that, you ain't gonna eat nothing at all.
Oh,
Yeah.
And your
let me
belly
tell
back
you,
touches
in the,
is
sometimes
not
we
an
coax a
option.
little
in the
bit.
Spencer
Then they
household,
eat
it
chicken.
wasn't even an option to say no. You would eat everything. If my daddy put 2 plates on a fucking plate and put it to you and serve, you
eating
would
one
eat
of
the
them plates.
plates. You would enjoy that plate. This
Mama
must
never-
be the
boy,
fine china.
Boy, your Dennis beer gonna be hot the way you crunching on that plate. Look here, my mom would
Okay.
tell us this is what you gonna eat. That's the
And
reason
that's
why I
it.
don't eat a lot of stuff now because I got forced to eat it and I didn't want to eat it.
Word.
So like
I will
oatmeal,
not eat a fucking lima bean to save my life. Fuck that.
bruh.
That's liver.
Or some succotash. If y'all don't know
What is succotash?
succotash, if you don't
mixture
know, is where they take
Peas
motherfucking
and corn. or some
peas, corn, string beans,
shit.
and they all mix it together, right? So it's string beans, peas, corn, and lima beans. So it's lima beans. It's just
Nasty.
we ate it all the fucking time. We ate lima beans so much in my house. My mama fucking grew a lima bean bush out the backyard. Right? I tried to kill that motherfucking lima bean tree, and she fucking just kept growing. Lima beans, I hate lima beans. That shit. No. Sorry, I had a moment.
I'm about to get us some lima beans for Christmas. Watch this.
I
bet
mix them
y'all
with my
said
black
so.
eyed. That's the only way I can eat my black eyed peas.
Black eyed peas, I eat.
No, it's the black eyed peas and lima beans are mixed together.
Oh no, hell no.
That's the way my grandmother cooked them. So that's the only way I can eat black eyed peas.
How you going, man? That's mixing the whites
No,
and the blacks together.
shit.
School gonna be over there picking the lima beans out of his plate.
I sure will be.
No, we ain't gonna have. That's not even what we're gonna have when y'all come to my house to eat.
Yeah, you
We
better
know we
not
ain't gonna
never
have-
invite me over for no lima bean casserole.
What we having? Lima beans and cornbread.
Lima beans.
I
souffle.
thought it was the black eyed peas. Oh, I'm cooking some black eyed peas and ham hocks. Get that see the little pretty green lima beans in it, bitch.
No, you better not.
I wouldn't do
That
like
is
that.
horrible.
I would not do y'all like that.
That is two
I
beans that don't
ask y'all
belong
what
together.
y'all like. When I get ready to have my little housewarming, I'm gonna ask my family what y'all like and what you don't like. And then okay, that won't be
Well,
no
I
shit.
can tell you what I don't want. None of that light skinned chicken you had at that last comedy show. That damn chicken.
I didn't cook that light
That
skinned
goddamn
chicken.
light skinned chicken
That
show.
chicken was beige than a
That damn chicken
motherfucker.
there
nigga.
hey, he needs some more time in the sun, or I don't know if this was I just say
It just matched all the way.
Yours was house arranged.
My little brother cooked that chicken, Tommy Mac. They talk about your light skinned chicken.
That
dog.
chicken looked like it had a towel around it.
But it tasted good. It tasted good. No, it was light skinned, but it tasted good.
That light skinned chicken look cold.
This ain't come from light skinned chicken. It tasted good though. It tasted good.
It was
light
beige
skinned
as a
Chicken
motherfucker.
must have been raised in Alaska. They was out there.
Did you taste it though, Scoop?
I did not. I actually.
You was scared of it?
Yeah, I was. I was shook. I
It
was
was
shook
light
by it. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna eat everything but the light
Light-skinned
chicken.
chicken.
Yeah.
I eat
it's-
a
Yeah, I
round
think
of
you
light-skinned
said you did say that.
Yeah.
But
round
you
is
know
light-skinned
what? It tasted really good. It tasted really good.
They
It was
gotta
good.
take her word for it because I was scared of light skinned chicken.
It was good. A lot of people were like, I didn't think it was
I
gonna
got
taste
one more
good.
before we go out. All right, since we was on the spaghetti tip. Salt. Does salt go on your rice? Your grits? Not salt. Sugar. Sugar do it go on your rice, grits, spaghetti.
Rice and grits,
I
but
put
no on the spaghetti.
sugar into my spaghetti sauce when I'm making sauce, but on top of my spaghetti to eat, fuck no,
I do not put sugar in my spaghetti.
I can't do that.
Mm-mm.
I
That's
do not put it in
diabetes.
my rice. That is some weird shit.
It just strikes me as
Rice
fat.
and butter, sugar and butter.
And
come
rice?
on, yes.
Oh,
Have you
I
ever
don't
had
know.
Hawaiian
Sweet
rice
rice.
with the
And-
pineapple and the raisins?
And no,
That will make you fucking vomit.
What?
Oh,
no.
that shit is so delicious.
I
You
don't
know
do-
what I'm talking
The
about.
way you abuse yourself, I don't want that because I don't
Right,
want you
I don't
beating on
want-
myself like that. First
she
off,
hit it. I mean, is that gonna give me a longer dick? Is that what you're saying? I will eat it then if I'm piping after I eat that.
it's down past the meat.
It wasn't as bad as it sounds. Shit, these are meatas. They good.
She over there thigh slapping. I don't want
And I
nothing to
feel
do
if
all
you
that.
put sugar on your grits, you might as well have oatmeal.
Again, I don't
Oatmeal
eat grits.
sucks. I
Not,
don't like
not oatmeal. What's the other thing? Cream of wheat. Yeah.
Porridge.
That's all it is. Cream of wheat is grits mixed with sugar and milk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same shit.
Rice.
As soon as you add
Butter
sugar to
and
your
sugar.
motherfucking
I'm cool with butter.
grits, it is
We're
not cream
putting
of wheat.
I don't want no sweet rice, man. Rice
Nah,
is
not at
savory.
all.
Like I don't want sweet
Yeah.
rice.
Well then, let's put
You
it this
still
way.
put salt on it after that?
That's called a
No,
Rice Krispie treat.
no. Rice,
That is
rice
exactly
with butter
what
and sugar.
Uh-huh.
But then, and it depends on what I'm eating it with. Like if I make baked pork chops, this is like just one of my meals. If I cook baked pork chops, 9 chances out of 10, I'm gonna have green beans and rice with butter and sugar. You know what I mean? And biscuits, right?
Okay.
But then if I cook something else and have rice, then I'll, say baked chicken or something like that, then I'm gonna have some gravy.
Okay.
You know, or even like Mexican food or something like that, or Chinese food, you know what I'm saying? So it depends on exactly what the entree is how we're gonna cook the meal. But if I cook pork chops or something like that, then 9 chances out of 10 is.
I don't know,
So
Miss
you a
Newman.
pork chop
You
and
gotta
applesauce
prove to me
kind of
today
person?
that your eating habits is kind of fucked up anyway. You said you put
You
ketchup
gotta
on
come
your
out some
fish,
shit.
sugar on
I
your
don't like hot
rice,
sauce.
We gonna meet you at the
ketchup
restaurant.
on your fried chicken.
I didn't say I put it on my fried
What you
chicken.
put on
That's
your
what I've seen
what you put on your penis when you go to the
Just cancel on your penis.
These lips.
Put on your penis.
These lips.
That's what it is. Coffee and condoms, man. JWill, last words.
Man, you know what it is, man. We can always discuss fact. I won't argue opinion, but always, man, welcomed in the comments. So please chime in with your boy. I'm JWill the comic. You know what it is.
Queen.
Hey, love yourself. Be nice to yourself. Be nice to everybody else. And if they're not nice to you, fuck them. Happy 420. May the smoke be with you.
It's crazy.
That was deep. I like that. She was deep and cool at the same time. It was like Shaft.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Coffee and condoms, man. Make sure y'all tune in, like, subscribe, share, talk about it. I want to get the views up. Can we?
Tell a
Let's
friend to
shoot
tell a
for.
friend.
Let's shoot for 10,000 views, man. We can get 10,000 views. That's going to be a goal I set forth, and let's try to make it happen, man. Any subject ideas or things y'all feel we should be talking about, share that as well. Don't forget to share your music and follow me on all social media platforms under Funky Grandpa, man. Coffee and condoms, 2 fingers. We out.
I forgot to promote my little show tomorrow night.
Coffee and condoms.
So passive, woke up them asses. That I was raw today, put on their glasses. That I was gone today, reread the tablet. I am just a human doing shit you can't fathom.
Podcast with me, your host, Scooter, aka the Funky Grandpa. This is Coffee and Condoms, and you are tuning into the newest podcast, Going Down is Bananas. I am your host, the Funky Grandpa, aka Scooter.